Welcome to Silicon Valley Nonprofits, a service of KMVT Community Media. I'm Bev Lenahan, your host. Today our guest is Leah Berhane, Director of Development for GirlVentures. Thank you for being here, Leah. Nice to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Well, every time I hear Girl and Ventures together, I get excited. So I want to hear a little bit more about what is GirlVentures and what is it that you're hoping to accomplish?
Sure. So GirlVentures is a nonprofit organization. We've been around for a little bit over 20 years, 22 years today.
Very good. Oh.
Not necessarily today, but 22 years now. We've been in San Francisco this whole time. We just moved to the East Bay less than a month ago.
Your headquarters now?
Our headquarters is now located in Oakland. Our mission is working with girls and gender-expansive youth. We work to inspire them through outdoor adventure, through inner discovery, through community action. And our vision is to build a world with resilient women and girls.
Woohoo! I love that idea. It's really important, and we see it coming on the horizon more and more, and it's exciting. And we want parity at least, and in this case, just teaching all kinds of life skills to young women is really going to help make a difference, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Well, these paths to leadership are increasingly important for women. We're creating the paths. We want the right women to be on those paths. So what are some of the challenges that GirlVentures programs address that they have to overcome?
Sure. Since our inception, one of the driving forces for creating GirlVentures is that our founders noticed that during their time in college, where girls' confidence declines. And they identified that girls' confidence peaks at age 9 and then later declines at age 11.
Oh my.
So our main objective is to really combat the issue of confidence and make sure that during that time where their confidence is not peaking and going back down, that we catch them at that time and rebuild their confidence and self-assurance by doing these activities like rock climbing, kayaking, and just finding themselves. A lot of other things that we address through GirlVentures is we find that there is not a lot of women in leadership positions, and by doing this kind of work early on, we are trying to ensure a world with more stronger women leaders and young girls that could see themselves as leaders during a trying time in their life. And those everybody remembers when they had pimples and things happening that they didn't understand.
Yes, I do.
Happening to their bodies. We also really are trying to address the fact that a lot of children are spending their time in front of screens.
Yes.
So we really want to go back to nature, children playing outside, children appreciating nature, right? Preserving it for the future and knowing about it. We'll talk about it later, but the lands that we go to, our children, we make sure that we teach them, the history of the land, whose it was, why it's there, why it's preserved.
So they can respect it.
So that they can respect it.
And appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. I was thinking of a safety net, but you're more like a trampoline. You give them that bounce up when they're at that stage where they could be rapidly declining in confidence and kind of shut down, really,
yes,
if you don't catch them in time. So you have a personal story. Your daughters have been involved?
Yeah, so that's what brought me to GirlVentures. I'm not going too far, but I worked for American Lung Association. I was the development director there. So coming from such a huge organization to a grassroots organization like this, I was really moved by the mission. I have a 12-year-old and a 13-year-old.
Oh, yes.
And
right there.
They are participating. They do the after-school program. They're going to be participating in the summer programs. And, they just wrote their letter to enroll in one of the programs, and one of them
like
wrote
an application letter?
Application.
Very
they have
good.
to apply. I was actually wondering, are they going to be accepted? Well, and they were. But they actually wrote in there, our mom made us do this, but now we love it and we're looking forward for the summer. So
sometimes we do need a little extra surge, don't we? That's for sure. Well, you mentioned a couple of the programs. Tell us a little bit more about the programs. Sure. You've got a lot of them.
We have our year-round program is Girls Climb On. It's an indoor rock climbing program. We have a program in San Francisco, Oakland, and also in El Cerrito, Richmond. Those programs are amazing because it gives the girls one-on-one time with a mentor that teaches them all of the rock climbing skills. And while they're doing that, they talk about life, what their careers are. And for example, my daughters still have their relationship with their mentor from last semester. It's a really beautiful thing to see.
Yes.
The other thing we have is we have YAB, Youth Advisory Board. These are youths that have been in our program or maybe gone on to college, and they actually come back and serve as leaders in a leadership circle where they also help advise us with the programs that we're doing, what we could do better, where we can improve. It gives them a chance to view themselves as leaders and also give back to the organization. Through that program, we also have some people convert into instructors. So we do have some instructors during the summer that initially came in as participants, maybe 20 years ago or 10 years ago. That's part of the program too, is to get more minorities in this field. This is not a field that's wildly represented by women and minorities, the outdoors. And that's a big focus of ours, is not only to give children an opportunity to be in the outdoors, but also to create career opportunities for them that can sustain them as well.
Well, a good friend of mine has been involved with Outward Bound, and one of their biggest challenges was to begin to reach out to the wider community and draw them in. They just didn't have the contacts, and so they would be great partners for you.
Yes, yes.
Outward Bound. Good. Well, we love advisory boards because they really have this collaborative kind of ownership of giving help and getting help. Again, providing leadership opportunities, which is so very helpful.
And I don't want to forget to mention all of our summer programs, of course.
Yes, and you have a ton of them.
And we'll talk more about it as we go.
Why don't you mention a couple, and then what it costs to put on some of these programs? We know that they are expensive.
Yeah, so we have summer programs. We have a few summer programs starting for kids in 6th grade all the way up to 12th grade. There's about 6 various programs. Some of them range from 10 days to 13 days to 14 days. Each of them are at different places. Some of them include backpacking, rock climbing, kayaking. Some of them are out on the coast. Very transformative experiences for the children. There's more dates and information on our website. Putting on these programs costs us about $3,000 to $5,000 per student.
Wow.
In terms of what the students pay, some students don't pay at all. About 35% of the students that participate don't pay anything at all, and about 40% full scholarship, and about 43% are partial scholarship. So we have a lot of people paying $50 for this program, and I would say from our total budget, 15% of our total budget comes from income from these kind of programs.
Wow.
85% of our programming, our overall budget comes from, our work in the development field, meaning we're out talking to people, doing fundraisers. And so 85% of it is from us going out there and just finding supporters to support our cause.
Well, so in wrapping up today, let our viewers know again the website address and how they can help.
Sure. So our website address is www.girlventures.org. How you can help, there's lots of ways you can help. You can volunteer, we actually have ways for you to even come on course and do food drop-offs for us.
Oh, good.
Or you can mentor, you can do part of our Girls Climb On program. We have board positions, we have an ambassadors group. We also have the biggest way you can help us, which is by donating your time or money.
Okay.
We also have...
We'll have to leave it there today, but good fortune to you in GirlVentures. Thank you for all you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.